I wanna see you out that door. Increasing the number of notes.
Okay, just be quiet.
Great. Just to be quiet.
I'm on a video call, so.
Mimi. Yeah, there's Nikki. Mimi. Mimi. Why don't you go there? There's no more. Okay. Mimi. Your cookies on the floor.
Hello.
Sorry, I'm a few minutes late.
It's okay.
Have you guys already started on the quiz?
No, we're just waiting for a couple other people to show up. You and
Okay.
I'm not sure where everybody else is. Zach was on, but I think he's just muted.
Okay. Looks like Angelina's there too.
I'm still here.
Okay.
Shall we get started and we can catch her up if she comes?
Yeah.
Perfect. Looks like we're just missing Audrey, so. Okay, do you guys want me to just kind of read through the questions like we've done before?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay. Let me get. Oh, got signed out. Apparently it's been too long. Let me get back in. Normally I print it out, but I didn't have time for that this week, so I just did it online. So I don't have all the tabs and where I got it from this time.
Luckily, the tabs are all short.
I know, right? It's so much easier as far as like number of questions and everything like that. Okay, so let me get back to one. Okay, so number one. Okay, other things constant. If domestic consumer purchases fewer foreign goods at each level of GDP in the short run, I put number one, GDP will rise.
Yeah, I have that too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, perfect. Audrey's on. Hey, we were just getting started. We're just on number one.
Oh, great. I'm sorry I'm late. I don't know what happened to my internet connection. It just went floofy. So I had to go restart our server and try again. And boy, anyway, here I am.
Oh, good. We got here just in time. Okay, so for number one, we marked that it was number one. Okay, so Zach and I both got the same thing. Is everybody else comfortable with that?
Yes.
I think that's what I had to. Just hang on just a second. Oh, I don't think I marked it in my printed copy. All right. And just a minute, I'm gonna try to upload my my online copy.
Okay. We can wait for a second.
Sorry. I'm pretty sure that that's what I had. If you guys want to just keep moving on while I'm.
Perfect. We'll go ahead and move to number two then. Okay, so on number two it says, in the aggregate expenditures model of the economy, a downward shift in aggregate expenditures can be caused by a, and I put number one, decrease in government spending or an increase in taxes.
I put number one as well.
Yes, I did. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Sounds good. So we're comfortable with number two as being number one. Okay, number three, a tax cut will have a greater effect on equilibrium GDP if, I put number two, marginal propensity to save is smaller. And this one I actually had a difficult time finding in the book, so I have to be honest on that one, I kind of just took a guess.
I did the same thing, but I guessed 4. So.
You guessed 4, so none of us could find it in the book then.
Yeah, it's just strictly a guess. There's no merit behind it.
Yeah, same thing with mine. What did anybody else get, or did anybody else find the answer in the book maybe?
I don't know
I
yet.
didn't find that.
You didn't find it either?
Mm-hmm.
I guessed number 2, but I didn't find it, but that's just what I guessed.
Okay.
So,
Same
I
one.
can try to look for it.
I wonder if you like pull that one online, if you might be able to find anything issues or something
So,
else.
so you were on number 3. I'm sorry. That was number 3,
Yeah, number 3 were,
and you guessed 2, and I guessed 4.
okay, so we've got 2 that guessed 2 and 2 that guessed 4.
And 2.
Let me try doing a
Oh, it could be 4.
I
yeah,
think it's either 2 or 4 because the other 2 are they cut consumption, and so that's not going to increase GDP.
exactly. Let me do.
I'm googling it right now to see if I can find it on the.
That's what I'm doing too.
Yay!
Go to Daddy. Daddy's busy.
Why are you so lazy?
Okay, so
You can't sit with Daddy. Daddy's busy.
Okay, so it says that tax deductions increase equilibrium GDP.
Oh, you.
That's doing.
Are you ready for bed?
Huh?
So this says consumption shift upward effect on equilibrium GDP will be the same as a cut in taxes. Actually, the demand curve will shift outward. Oh, you didn't answer the question yet.
Really?
I can't hear you very well. I don't know if it's me or if it's.
I couldn't hear her very well either.
Okay,
Yeah.
so everything I found that I was just looking at on that last time didn't really answer what we're looking at.
So there is a section on. Hopefully it's not what you just said, but taxation and equilibrium GDP.
Sure.
Yeah, that's
And-
what I'm looking at.
but I
There's
remember.
it talks about reducing consumption.
But taxation, if you got a tax, so this is a tax cut, so that means you'd have more disposable income, therefore you would
Oh,
be
yeah.
spending more.
Yeah.
So, and I'm trying to find where I saw that the taxation affects.
Right?
The,
Saturday now.
see, that's what. So here in section of this. Section 7, and under just above table 11.5, it talks about the effect of taxes on consumption, and it was saying that disposable income, because households use disposable income to both consume and save, tax lowers both as a result. And so if they raise the taxes, that makes both consumption and savings go down. That's why it makes it difficult to guess.
But it seems like it mostly talks about consumption.
Yeah. So
Well, the thing too that we need to pay attention to is there's a difference in the propensities. So average propensity is going to be the total of everything, whereas marginal is going to be the change.
Yeah. But they seem to talk about MPC and MP.
okay. All right. So there may be the answer there in the average and the marginal propensity. So we're looking at either number 2 or number 4.
Here, number 4.
And see, this is a change. A tax cut is a change. So it's more likely it would be number 2.
Okay.
Because,
Yeah, I think it's number 2.
okay, there we go.
Because then they would spend more, so.
Yeah, I mean, the average propensity rather than marginal, averages as a whole, it was a change.
Yeah, so the average is total, and the marginal is the change. Yeah.
And the change the question is asking about a tax cut, which is a change.
Okay, that works for me then. Like I said, I was torn as to what was right, and it was a stab in the dark, and that's what I made my basis off of, is that marginal is change and
Yeah.
total.
Yeah.
But because it's totally just a guess, I want everyone to feel comfortable with what
No, I think it's number
really
2.
wrong.
Yeah, and because it affects, it says the taxes affect both the savings and the spending, and it has 2 answers that could be either or, but you're looking at the change or as a whole, and so that's why I think number 2.
Okay. So where's everybody else at on this question?
For number 3?
Yeah.
2.
Okay, so
That's fine. I'll go with 2.
okay.
2's good.
That works. Okay, so then on to the next one. On number 4, okay, so this one says, refer to the above graph if this economy was an open economy without a government sector, the level of GDP would be number 300 billion.
Yeah, that's what I have too.
Okay, so is everybody else there also then?
Which one? 300 billion?
Number 300 billion.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, number 5. From the income expenditure stream form, and I marked number 3, savings, taxes, and imports.
And that's what I have too.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, number 6. The most basic premise of the aggregate expenditures model is that, I put number 1, the total output produced in the economy depends directly on the level of total spending.
That's what I have too.
I agree.
Perfect.
Yeah.
3 agrees. How about you two guys?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Number 7. One basic assumption of the aggregate expenditure model is that, I put number 4, the average price level in the economy is fixed.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I got.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else get anything to put then?
I got different, but then I totally guessed, so.
Okay. So are we comfortable with it being 4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, number 8. If the MPC in an economy is 0.75 and aggregate expenditures increased by 5 billion, then equilibrium GDP will increase by, I marked number 1, 3.75 billion.
Yeah.
How did? Can someone explain to me how that comes about? I'm a little confused on these.
Yes, no problem at all. Okay, so basically what you do is, so MPC and MPS have to equal 1. And so because MPC is 0.75, then that means it's 75% of
5 billion.
Of the change.
Yeah,
Which
of
is
the
the
change. So if you take 5 billion and times it by 75%,
Okay.
then you get 3.75. billion.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
Thank you
thank
for
you.
asking.
Yeah. I'm trying to understand it, so I'll be ready for the next test. So I'm just
I know,
trying to.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So, did that make sense then? Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay, number 9. The investment schedule shows the, I put number 3,
Me too.
firms collectively intend to invest at each possible level.
You said number 3, right?
Number 3, yes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Everyone else? Okay, sweet.
I got that too.
Perfect. Okay, number 10. The difference between the demand curve and the investment schedule is that the former shows, I put number 2, an inverse relationship between investment and interest rate, while the latter shows no correlation between investment and income.
That's what I have too.
Okay, you've also got number 2? How about everybody else?
That makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm good with that.
you're good with that? Perfect. Okay, number 11. If the expected rate of return on investment decreases, then most likely the, and I put number 2, investment schedule will shift downward.
Yeah.
I did too.
Okay, so everybody's there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, number 12. In a private closed economy, the equilibrium condition for the economy is, I put AE equals C plus IG equals JDP.
I
The
got
first
that
one, right?
one. Right?
So, 1.
Oh, the second one?
Yeah, number 1.
Number 1.
Oh, yeah, number 1. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So is everybody else good with that then?
Yeah. Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, sweet. Number 13, when aggregate expenditure is greater than GDP, then there will be an, I put number 2, unplanned decrease in inventories and GDP will increase.
I have 1 on that one, but I don't know why I have 1. Aggregate expenditure is greater than.
I wish I had my tabs on here so I could see where I found it. What did everybody else get on that one?
I had 1, but
1?
I gotta find my basis for it.
That would be perfect.
Okay, my rationale for that one was that so you have expenditures, more expenditures, we're spending more than we have, and then so that's why I thought inventories would increase, not planned, because the market automatically adjusts to, like if there's more demand because we're spending more, then then our GDP will increase, and that's why. So it's kind of, I thought it was kind of tricky. This question is like, okay, an unplanned decrease would happen. That's number 2. I think that would happen. The decrease would happen because of that action. But if it already happened, then the market's going to adjust. And that's why I picked number 1, was because when the market sees that, oh, we're spending more and we actually need more inventory, then it would just increase.
And see, I picked the other because I'm reading the question differently, so maybe I'm reading the question wrong. Because the way I'm reading it is when aggregate expenditure is greater than GDP, so basically they're spending more out in investment, which is basically creating more capital products and goods or inventories, that so they're making more of that than GDP, which is what's being spent, then there will be an unplanned decrease in inventories, and GDP will increase to compensate for it. So they'll stop producing as much, so inventories will decrease, and then GDP will increase. So maybe I'm reading it wrong.
No, I read it the same way as you, and I got the where it says figure. I don't know what tab it's on. It's hang on, I'll find out. I wish it just said which one it was without backing out of it.
I know, right?
The problem is where I got it from kind of only has half the answer. So I know that the GDP will increase is right because it's, I mean, it says that plain as day. So if you go to
It's in both of those first two answers.
So where do we
so
go?
it's on the 5th tab, and there's a figure 11.3, and right below there it says changes in the aggregate expenditure schedule and the multiplier effect. An upward shift of the aggregate expenditure schedule will increase equilibrium GDP. So I mean that definitely says that the GDP will increase with a larger aggregate expenditure, but I still don't know what the inventory levels are going to do.
Yeah, and on this one, I don't have like a specific place that I'm looking from. I'm just assuming that it would decrease because you would think that if they were having too much going to inventory, that's going to cost the companies too much money, so they'd stop producing, so the inventory would decrease and cut back.
I can agree with that.
But I don't have like I can't tell you where I got it from because it's just my own logic. So
Well,
my logic could be skewed.
my logic is that expenditure, like so it's being bought, right? So the market's going to make more inventory to meet that expenditure. So they're buying more than we have in in this question. Like so we're spending more than we have in gross domestic product, and so the market can adjust and create more inventory, and then there will be more gross domestic product.
If I'm remembering right, though, aggregate expenditure is both inventory and consumption, both. So aggregate expenditure can be greater even though consumption's not as high because it could be inventory, which is what this plays off of. Let's see. Ooh, okay, so maybe if we go to one tab back from where we were just at, there are other features of equilibrium GDP. The first thing it says at the very top under 11.4 is discuss the two other ways to characterize the equilibrium level of real GDP. In the closed economy, it says savings equals investment and no unplanned changes in inventory. And then it continues to talk about if there's no unplanned changes in inventory, savings, so maybe there's something in there.
Yeah, I see where you're reading that. I'm just looking.
Oh, here we go. If we go to unplanned changes in inventory, that's just a little bit further down, maybe it'll say, let's see.
See, it says that firms retain the goods.
So it's an unplanned increase in inventories. So it's got
So
to
it's in cost savings.
and I'm going to go with what Audrey said because I'm thinking it's number one based off of what Zach found and what Audrey found because it has to be GDP will increase based off of what Zach found. And then it's right in that other spot right there where it talks about
Yeah.
an unplanned increase in inventories. Is everybody comfortable?
But if you read down in the last paragraph, it says but when the unplanned changes in inventory are considered investment and saving are always equal, regardless of the level of GDP.
Yeah, but that's talking about savings, and your consumption is higher already.
Okay.
The unplanned.
Now I'm going, oh.
Okay, so the unplanned decline in inventories resulting from excess sales overproduction will encourage firms to expand production. I think it has to be number one.
That's what I'm thinking too. After reading right there in between the two different pages, I'm thinking I'm changing my mind from each one.
Give Daddy a kiss. Time for bed. Yes.
What does everybody else think?
Give Daddy a kiss.
I'm still looking.
Give Daddy a kiss. Well, come here. Come up here then. Come here. Wanna stay up?
So what are we going with?
I'm going with one. Where's
Yeah.
everybody else at?
I'll go with one.
Okay.
Okay.
That's hard.
Okay, 14. The amount by which an aggregate expenditure schedule must shift upward to achieve full employment GDP is, and I put number 2, recessionary expenditures gap.
You put number one?
I put number 2.
Or number
What did
I
everybody?
had put number one, and I'm like trying to figure out why did I put number one?
Why I put number 2.
Okay. Expenditures.
I don't think that word means what you think it means.
I actually put number 3, but
We've got 3 different answers. Okay.
I'm trying to justify it right now. So
Yeah, I'm gonna go looking for 2.
I just Googled it, and it says recessionary expenditures.
Okay, so that's what I thought, which is number 2.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to find where I found it, though. Is everybody comfortable with number 2, or do we want to see where I looking to?
Well, I know I was between number 1 and 2. That's what I was. But
Yeah, it's on the second to last tab, so it's the one right before the summary.
There it is. Discretionary expenditure
It
gap.
tells you all about it, and that's right.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so 14's 2. Okay, number 15. The amount by which aggregate expenditures exceed those associated with the full employment level of domestic output can best be described as, I put number 2.
Yeah.
And you got that also?
Yeah, it's right next to the one we just did.
Okay, perfect. So is everybody else comfortable with that then?
I had it backwards, so I'm going with number 2 also.
Yeah.
Because it's opposite of the, you know.
Okay, number 16. The $787 billion stimulus package enacted by the federal government in 2009 to try to deal with the Great Recession was intended to, I put number 4, push the aggregate expenditure schedule upward.
Yeah.
Andrew.
Okay, perfect. Okay, number 17. When the economy is at its equilibrium GDP level, all of the following will occur except, and I put inventories will be 0, which is 2.
Yeah, I agree.
That one's.
Sorry, what did you
No,
say? I missed yours. Okay, so is everyone okay with that one then?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, sweet.
Okay, here.
Sorry, my internet I think cut out for a second there. Everybody kind of went garbled for a minute.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry. Okay, 18. If GDP exceeds aggregate expenditures in a private place economy, I put number 1, savings to exceed planned investment.
I don't know.
That's totally fair. Let's see if I can find where I found it. It's back a little ways from where that we're talking about private economy. Closed. Closed economies. Let's see here.
I had number 2. Just,
Planned investment will exceed savings.
yeah.
I think it's number 1.
That's what I think as well, but now I'm trying to find where I found that.
Well, hi. Good. I'm in class right now. But hi.
Hi, hey, how are you? Good.
I wish I could find this.
It's gotta be somewhere. Okay, I'm going to go with 1 because here on where it talks about planned inventory changes,
Uh-huh.
only affected when they're planned events. So that would not be number 2.
So we all good with number 1 then?
Yes.
After
Yeah.
Good. Okay, number 1. Classical held the view that in the economy, and I'm struggling on this one between number 1 and number 2. I'm leaning towards number 1.
Yeah, me too.
But I couldn't find anywhere in the book to rule out number 2, so the other 2 I was able to find spots where it physically ruled the other 2 out, the bottom 2, so I'm positive it's not them.
Yeah, I think it's number 1.
Then I think it's number 1. I just couldn't find anything to rule out number 2, so.
Yes, I think it's number 1.
Number 1? Does everybody else rule it as 1?
Uh-huh.
20. The major economic issue during the Great Depression of the 1930s that concerned John Maynard Keynes, I have no idea if I said that right, was, I put number 3, unemployment.
Yeah.
Do you guys know where it is?
Yeah, it's towards the back. There's a book. His book cover is on it. Let me see. Okay, so it's on tab. Let's see what tab this is. It's equilibrium versus full employment GDP. Let's see here, which is tab.
Sorry, we're on. Oh.
Tab 8.
Yeah, I found it here. I'm just reading through it, and because I actually put 4, but
I put 1. I don't know why.
well, the answer to the last one is there. Supply creates its own demand.
The one, number 19?
Yeah.
Yeah. Demand creates its own supply. Okay. That's what I had.
Then why is there money? Why you met? Yeah, that's right. It comes to hey, that's enough out of you. Don't make me turn this kitchen around.
Yeah, it's got to be unemployment. That's the only thing it even talks about. So.
Yeah, that's how I got it. So that's
Well,
like
I
all
see.
talked about.
On I don't know, on the last tab, where it's saying the real interest rate rather than the nominal rate is crucial in making investment decisions.
Wait, where are you at?
So if we're looking on, I think it's the, oh gosh.
Is it the one that has his book information? It's in yellow.
I'm looking at last week's lesson, never mind. But on just right on last week's lesson, that's what it had said. I looked in the wrong section, sorry that I turned it out. But I mean, that's kind of why I just remember that just from studying a long time ago that interest rates had a lot of effect on that. But I mean, I don't know.
It has, sorry, what did you say? It has a...
Okay, so it was last time, it was saying that it had a, but it was talking about real interest rate rather than the nominal. as it is crucial in making investment decisions. But it didn't say anything about John Maynard Keynes. So,
Yeah. And this is asking about the major economic issue during the Great Depression of the 1930s that concerned him.
so whether that's what it is now, that's the question. So,
And if you read, so it says
found something.
that Maynard Keynes explained why cyclical unemployment could occur in the market economy. Pretty much like it just, there's quite a few things where you can talk about unemployment.
So when it talks about in section tab number 8, it is talking about Keynes talking about employment and unemployment.
Yeah.
So it does look like he was more concerned with that. That's just at the first.
Okay, so is everybody comfortable with the unemployment?
Yeah. And it doesn't say anything about other stuff here in regards to his.
I'm for unemployment.
Yeah, me too. That's what I figured.
Same here.
Sounds perfect.
Okay. Can we go back to the first two questions that I missed while I was late?
No problem. Question number 1. We've got other things constant if domestic consumers purchase all goods at each level of GDP in the short run, and we put number 1.
Okay, that's what I got too. And then for number 2, I had 1 also.
Yep, number 2 we have 1 also.
Okay, that's exactly what I had then. So, all right. I think for the rest I was having a long time. All right, thank you. So.
Okay, so I started filling out the mind map a little bit whenever you guys are.
Oh, perfect. I've got.
Well,
I set it down kind of what I thought everything should go under. So, how far have you gotten it?
I've just started putting some of the words on there. Let me do a screen share real quick. Hang on.
Okay, sweet.
Did you guys submit the quiz?
No.
Yeah.
How did we do?
Yeah, we got number. Do you want me to tell you what we got wrong?
Yeah.
We got number 8 wrong. Number 8 is 4. And then we got number 13 wrong. 13 is number 2. And then we got number 19 wrong. 19 is 2.
Oh. That's crazy.
You got over?
Yep, I'm all done over there. Thank you. How's it going?
Good.
Good.
Myself.
Doing good. Have a great night. Thank you.
And that stinks. I thought 19 was right for sure.
I know, right?
Right?
This was a hard quiz. I feel like because like everything was just everywhere, so it was like hard to find stuff.
I feel the same way. I went all over the place in the book.
So yeah.
Makes me nervous about the test.
I know, right?
Yeah,
well,
I
I
don't
can get over if we got number 8 wrong, and I was really sure that was right. came out exactly right in the figures.
Somehow we're figuring something wrong on that. So,
There's something not taking into consideration, I think.
yeah.
In that, I have to look that up and see why. That bugs me. Because I didn't have any question about that being wrong.
Neither did I, which means somehow my thinking and logic is screwed up on that. I was positive without a shadow of a doubt.
And then, gosh.
I wonder if there's any chance they could have the answer wrong on the test. Do you think they could on number 8?
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
Possibility.
You know, there's always a chance that they can have something wrong.
Because I thought for sure, like mathematically, that's what I understood the formula to be.
I know, right? Is there like a form? Yeah, there's.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be MPC and MPS are supposed to equal 1.
Yeah.
And so then whatever the increase is, you take that, and so the 75% of it would be 5 times 75%, which is 3.75 billion.
Yeah.
So how it's 20 billion somehow.
I thought it had to do with the change. Well, it's
Where'd you
gonna
guys find the formula at? Trying to find it.
It was in last week's chapter.
It's kind of weird that we'd be.
I had like on my notes.
It was in the reading for this week too. They had it.
Did they have it in there again too?
It's in there again. But it's. I think the bottom of the formula is what's wrong.
I had the change in GDP, the multiplier times the initial change in spending.
Maybe that's all I saw in this lesson.
Anyway, it bugs me. Maybe that's a good question to ask the teacher.
Yeah, it couldn't hurt.
Yeah. Maybe there's just some place that we're not seeing it that she could help us with.
Yeah.
Definitely up for asking because I'm feeling very confused now on that particular question because I thought I knew.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Yeah, so it's which one? MPC. It's change in income.
Yep.
So that was the million. That was the change.
Yeah, MPC is change in consumption, and MPS is change in saving.
But it was the multiplier. You're supposed to find out what the multiplier was.
Well, it's asking what the GDP would increase by.
So the notes I have, I think it was from last time, were so to figure out a change in GDP, the change in GDP equals the multiplier times the initial change in spending. So the initial change in spending is a 5 million or a billion, and the multiplier that was the same as the MPC in this case, but I could be wrong.
No.
That could be. So.
So. It'd be,
Okay. So I don't know if this is going to work, but to hit 20 billion, if you take 5 billion and times it by 3, because if you figure 0.75, 3 out of the whole, because 4, then it makes 15 billion, which you then add to the 5 billion, which would make 20 billion. I have no clue if that even works, but that gives us the number.
We need to know why.
I know.
Why the reason.
I have no reason why. Or... Oh, right here. Okay, if you go to, let me see where it's at. It gives the exact, literally this exact same example. Okay, it is tab number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tab number 5. And then if you go down to where it says figure 11.3, then directly below that, in I believe it's like the second paragraph, it's right above quick review 11.3. It says, in our example, a $5 billion change in investment spending leads to a $20 billion change in output and income. So the multiplier is 4
around all day. And then she changed clothes and I think she
equals 20 divided by 5.
That's fun. That sounds cool. Okay, see you later. Bye.
Bye. See you.
So this will give the whole example, how it works out.
Sorry, I still can't call you Daisy.
So, was this in the adding public sector one? The 0.7?
Tab number 5 under changes in equilibrium GDP and the multiplier.
Oh, I went too far. How do I manage that?
Page.
No wonder I wasn't. I was like, where are we? Okay. So I'm sorry. Now I was behind you. So.
Okay. So
I get it.
Tab number 5, and it's at the very bottom of the page, and it actually gives the actual example of what was in the book.
I get what they did. You want me to like explain it?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm so confused.
So there's the equation multiplier equals 1 over MPS, and so we have MPC, which is 0.75, so MPS is 0.25.
Yes.
So if you do 1 over 0.25, you're going to get 4. So the multiplier is 4, and so then you divide the multiplier 4 by 5 billion, and you get 20 billion.
Okay, perfect.
Yep, I knew it was the multiplier thing. Okay. That explains it. Okay.
Does everybody kind of get it?
Yep, that makes total sense. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So did you guys want to start on the mind map?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's. I suppose.
I've got it here, but you don't really have. What did you have for?
Okay, I can work you through everything that I've got because I tied them all together. Okay, so the very top piece that I have is let's see here. Aggregate expenditure model, which is not one of our words. It's basically just a header for it, so I've added a word again on this one.
Okay.
Then underneath that, I've got equilibrium GDP.
Oh, you all the big ones, leave the also, let's put those
Then
zeros.
underneath equilibrium GDP, I've got investment schedule, and as a separate one underneath equilibrium GDP, I've got aggregate expenditure schedule.
Here, give me that. What? Jeff and Jasmine. Here. Okay.
Okay.
And that.
The next thing that I've got is underneath investment schedule, I've got planned investment.
Now we get scrap out there, ain't it? No. Not good.
Okay.
We want that.
Okay, then underneath aggregate expenditure schedule, I've got leakage,
You
ingestion,
gotta leave it?
Yes,
unplanned
I'm
changes
sorry.
in inventories.
Sorry, what was that? Under aggregate expenditure?
Yeah, so aggregate expenditure schedule. Underneath that one, I've got leakage and injections as two separate ones.
I gotta get it pulled out.
Okay.
Okay, then also under aggregate expenditure schedules, I have unplanned changes in inventory.
Okay.
Okay, then the next one I've got is underneath aggregate expenditure model. I have both net exports and lump sum tax.
Okay.
Okay, so then this one I was kind of torn on, so I thought I'd see you guys' input and see what you thought. The recessionary expenditure gap, I couldn't decide whether to put it under aggregate expenditure schedule or under injection. So I'll read you the definition and you guys can tell me what you think. The amount by which the aggregate expenditure schedule must shift upward to increase real GDP to its full employment, I can't even say it. Anyways, non-inflationary rate. There we go. Got it.
I think it should be under aggregate expenditure schedule.
Yeah.
That's
So,
what I'm thinking too.
okay, perfect. So then under aggregate expenditure schedule, put both that one and inflationary expenditure gap.
How old are you?
5'2".
Yeah, see you.
Okay. And then as far as the lines go, for recessionary expenditure gap, we can put increase real GDP. On inflationary, we can say decrease nominal GDP.
To school.
Okay.
Okay. Then on lump sum tax, that one says a tax that collects a constant amount. The tax revenue of government is the same at all levels.
Okay.
Okay, net export is a formula, and it's export minus imports.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. All right. Net exports.
So it's exports minus imports.
Exports minus imports.
Yep, is what net exports is.
Yeah.
Okay. And then for the next one, unplanned changes in inventories. That is changes in inventory that firms did not anticipate. I don't know what words to use to describe it. It's kind of self-explanatory.
Well, it's almost like unanticipated.
That works. The word anticipated works lovely.
I just put the whole definition because we don't have that many words. There's plenty of room.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know.
Next one is injection. It says an addition spending into the income expenditure stream, and so we could just say an addition.
In addition to what?
So it says an addition of spending into the income expenditure stream.
So
Yeah,
more spending.
Okay,
Got
and
it.
the next one is leakage. Leakage says a withdrawal of potential spending from the income expenditure stream via savings, tax payments, or imports. So maybe we just write savings, tax payments, or imports for that one.
That's good. Savings, tax,
Payments or imports.
basically anything that you can't spend.
Yep.
Really?
Okay, the next one for the equilibrium GDP, it is consumption and investment equals income. Or say C plus IP equals GDP.
So consumption plus
Yeah, so consumption, which is C, plus IG, which is investment, equals GDP. And then the equilibrium to that is that GDP then equals income. So savings plus investment is equal to what's being spent in the economy, which is income.
Okay, hang on. I'm going to do this different with a different equation. Okay, so savings.
In fact, I think it might even be, what's the one for income?
So savings plus investment equals consumption, right?
Equals GDP. So consumption plus investment equals GDP. And then where those two meet up and match with income, that is the equilibrium point. So basically when all the income that's being earned is being turned around and spent in investments and in consumption, that equals the equilibrium.
So I'm going to put when everything is being spent because it's not when income is being spent.
All income is spent, maybe?
Yeah, there you go. Let's go with that. I didn't like the way the equations were on there.
Sounds perfect. Okay, so aggregate expenditure schedule is a table of numbers showing the total amount spent on final goods and services at different levels of real gross domestic product.
Gosh, there's got to be an easier way to say that.
So probably just a table showing amount spent on final goods and services. I don't know, that's still long. We only cut half of it off.
It actually works okay.
Okay, sorry that's so long.
All right, there's not that many words. There's room, time.
Perfect. Okay, so the next one's investment schedule. It is also a table. It is table of numbers that shows the amount firms plan to invest at various values of real gross domestic product.
Table numbers.
So this table showing investment at different levels.
Yep. And then planned investment is the amount firms plan or intend to invest.
Okay, I think I got. Hang on, I gotta fix something. Okay, say that last one again.
Okay, the last one is the amount firms plan or intend to invest. So the investment schedule is a table of it, a table that shows it, and then planned investment is the amount firms plan or intend to invest.
Okay, sweet, that's it. Let me just straighten it up here, and then I'll send it to you guys.
Perfect. Oh, gosh, I'm getting tired.
It's that time.
I know. I still have to read 35 pages for a history assignment, though, tonight. So it can't be that time yet.
Oh.
That's definitely the medicine to put you to sleep.
I know, right?
It would put me out in probably 5 minutes.
I know. And somehow I got to stay awake to do it all. Except for the only catches is for this group assignment. So, like, there's a group leader each week, and the group leader, as of Friday or Saturday, is supposed to assign out what questions we're supposed to answer, because we're only supposed to answer 2 of the 7 questions. And then which of our peers we're supposed to respond to. I still don't know what questions we're supposed to be answering, and it's due at midnight tonight. I'm like,
Wonderful. Don't you love those procrastinators?
I know, right? I'm like, seriously? Like, everybody else in our group so far has done really pretty good to get, the worst one was so far that it came out on Monday instead of on Friday, which is still tolerable because it still gives us 48 hours. But as of, I checked it right before we got on, just a little bit ago, and it's there, and I'm like, how in the heck am I supposed to answer questions if I don't know what I'm supposed to answer?
Which one? That means you have to try to answer all of them almost.
I know. And I was hoping to just read just the sections for my 2 questions and then go back and read all the rest of it before I had to respond to my peers on Saturday. So now I have to read 35 pages instead of like 15. Not contagious.
Yeah, I've been working a lot of hours this week. I've worked 32 hours in the last 3 days.
Oh, yuck. No wonder.
It's month end. It's our busiest time of the month every month, and I've spent 12 hours of work the last 2 days except for today.
Oh, that is a long day.
Yeah. That's only once a month.
Yeah, we only have a long period once a semester. At the end of semester here is when it gets horrendous.
Oh, gotcha.
So
You kind of know how it is.
I'm over a project at the end of every single semester where all of the students within a certain grouping have to have a mock interview with one of our staff or faculty. So I have to set up over 300 interviews.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they have to be during the students' class time period. So I have to find enough teachers willing to come during whenever the class is. So, which isn't too bad during the daytime, but my night classes, the classes from like 5 o'clock till 10 p.m. at night, it is so hard finding teachers willing to stay till 10. I'm glad I'm not like you, though, where it's once a month. That would be challenging.
Well, I should say I'm actually pretty lucky. My boss, he stays. I wouldn't be surprised if he's still at work right now, and he'll probably be at work till at least, he stays sometimes 1, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh.
For 3 or 4 days during this time.
That is some long hours.
And he comes in at like 9 in the morning. So yeah, I don't know how he does it, to be honest.
Probably
So,
the grace of God and a lot of caffeine.
well, he does have a couple of 12 packs of Dr. Pepper Mountain Dew in his office, so I'm pretty sure he cracks a couple of those a night.
Yep.
Sure, that's what he's doing. So
All right, you guys should have that.
okay,
Because it looks like I got it.
yep.
Does it look all right as far as flip the right way, everything's showing?
Here it is.
Yep,
Might take a minute to get here.
looks good.
Okay, sweet.
Sweet. Perfect. So same time, same place next week?
Sounds good.
Yep.
See you there.
Sounds perfect. See you then.
Bye.
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 Thank you guys. See ya.
Bye.